Howdy campers, this is Capocalypse and you're listening to TRP's latest Campfire session. Today we're going to be talking with Wheelswaw, Chamois Rin, and Fuzzy Freaks about their work getting the Minecraft server up and running. And after that, Molly Pop is going to give us a recap of the Halloween event and an overview of the Red Dead dev team's current works in progress. Hope you love it. Okay, so we've got Wheels and Chamois here to talk Minecraft RP, our current seasonal game offering. Do you want to, maybe you guys could, for strangers listening in, just tell us who you are real quick?
Cameron or Chamois. I am a lead CM that focuses on the RedM side of things for TRP, as well as currently one of the lead technical CMs for the seasonal Minecraft server.
Flawless. Wheels?
Hello, I am Wheels. I am also a RedM CM. And the technical CM for Minecraft.
Who else do we have on the Minecraft crew?
Just in total, there's Fuzzy, who is labeled as like a lead technical CM, but she's been doing a lot of the building for us. We also have Valor, who has also done a large amount of building for us. Both of them have built some dungeons. Fuzzy also built the spawn, like the broken spaceship that is at spawn that we're using as a set dressing.
Yep.
And then we have Rain and Kells and Callum that are on the role play side of things. And I'm hoping that the talks of getting a couple of events going are going to happen soon, because I'm excited to see what they'll do. They're
doing kind of an ambassador style. The goal for them, right, is kind of an ambassador RP situation.
It's like yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so basically we want to talk about just kind of the server itself, what our dream and vision is for it, and kind of what we're hoping for the community to get out of it. So with that in mind, when you, Chamois or Wheels, or both of you, when it dawned on us that Minecraft was going to be the winner of our voting process, what went through your mind, I guess? What were your concerns in terms of... hold on, let me rethink how I want to ask this question. Is Minecraft in and of itself optimal for RP?
No, not at all.
There are some things about Minecraft that are good for RP, but the game itself is not built for RP in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, go ahead, Chamois.
So a lot of things when I think of like good RP is you need things like voice and emotes, and sometimes just the ability to sit down at furniture, just furniture in general.
Yeah.
And Minecraft, while it being a fantastic sandbox for building these huge builds and just for having a lot of fun, it doesn't have that, like, those things built in. It has no built-in voice. It has no furniture there. And over the years, people have realized how to make things look like furniture, but there's no like tables and chairs. There's no built-in emotes and things like that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not optimal for RP, but I can see why, I guess, objectively, why it would have kind of garnered the most votes. I imagine just about everybody owns it already, so it's a zero barrier to entry for most of our players, which I think is great. And I also think once we kind of started to chew on those problems that you were just describing, and thinking about how we were going to resolve some of those, and thinking about how we can really cultivate RP as a priority. I mean, there was some excitement on the team about it, which was great to see from my perspective. What were some of the ideas that we had for like addressing the RP challenges? If you want to talk about that.
First and foremost, we had to find some form of VoIP. Because you can't RP in a game, at least in current settings, most games, to RP in, you need VoIP of some sort. So that was kind of hurdle number one, was finding something we could use for VoIP that worked. And there's not a lot of great options for that. So
but we have an in-game, is it a plugin that we're using? We're not using like a TeamSpeak, or I don't know what the kids use these days.
No, I think that's the only mod that we have on the iteration.
Oh, okay.
It's on the player side, it's a plugin. On the server side, it's a fork of a mod. It's a little bit complicated, but it functions like a plugin.
Isengirl helped with this, right?
Yes, Isengirl was
amazing,
and still is pretty much like the godsend. So whenever Wheels or I end up making a change to config files of a plugin, of just like the server in general, because there's a whole lot of options that you can change and tweak. You know, we have to Isengirl, we have to bug him, and I say bug. I'm sure he doesn't see it as bug, but I say bug, because he has to pull it, take time out of his day to make sure that it all gets pulled and changed correctly,
and that we didn't break something when we made the changes.
Yeah, I don't want to speak for Isengirl, and I don't know if this is true, but the sense I get from him is like, if you give him a problem to solve, he's got to work on it, by God.
That is accurate.
Yeah. Okay, so aside from VoIP, I know maybe all of the ideas that we had haven't panned out, but what were some other things that we were thinking about?
So we have a couple of plugins that, in my opinion, are like just base needed for a multiplayer server. We have World Guard, which allows us to basically set areas where people can't mess with things. It also lets it so that we can make it so like creepers or Enderman or TNT blocks aren't going to blow up people's builds and whatnot. Which is like one of the worst things, in my opinion, to have happen. We also have
the single worst thing in Minecraft, honestly. To work hours on a build just to have a creeper walk in behind you and blow it to smithereens.
We also have a plugin called World Edit, which lets like Wheels and I do some decently big changes. We can move builds around, we can change block types and whatnot, things like that. But we also have some smaller plugins. We have I'll let Wheels talk about the ship plugin, but we have a plugin that lets people set up shops that they can trade and buy things from other players or from us as admins. We have a plugin that lets people make money from quote-unquote careers, chopping wood, mining, things like that. And then if you want to talk about the ships plugin, Wheels.
Oh, ships. Wonderful ships. Currently we are using I believe it's called Movecraft, for functioning ships. It's a plugin that uses signs on ships to make them ships. You can then use signs, or I think the other method is using a stick to steer the ship and everything like that. It wasn't the original plugin we had used. Unfortunately, we ran into some issues, so I had to go and find a different ships plugin after the server had launched. But Movecraft is working significantly better than the other plugin, and I'm actually working on a little update on for one of the ship types right now, to help with a couple of small issues that we had.
And
But,
ships, the reason for that plugin is in support of the server theme, right? Pirates of the Block of Bien.
Yes, it is. We felt that given the theme that we had decided on, ships of the block being, okay, how can you be pirates without any sort of ships? So ships plugins were also super essential.
Yeah, I think our idea behind a theme, right, was kind of like hoping that a shared, at least a little bit of a shared lore would give everyone a jumping off point for continued RP. I don't know if that has been the case. I don't necessarily know that anybody really ran with the lore beyond we're pirates, which I love. I mean, that's enough, I think. But are there any rules you think are relevant to the support of RP as a priority on the server? Like anything deviating from our existing rules that you think is worth talking about?
The only real big one that we have is basically don't just go and steal everything from people's bases. We had to kind of tweak PvP rules a little bit, but not too much. One of my biggest concerns was there isn't any real way to really provide counterplay in Minecraft. Like in RedM, we have scenes and whatnot that people can put down to leave like witnesses for just clues and things like that. Can't really do that in Minecraft. So even if somebody's online, if they happen to be away from their base, people would just walk in and take everything. So we had to kind of tweak it to be like, you know, if you steal things, somebody's got to be in the base and have a chance to, you know, to have a chance to catch you so that you're not just stealing everything and running. We also made it that if you did kill someone in PvP, you couldn't just immediately go back home and log off. You have to actually spend time, give them a chance to, you know, fight you, get their stuff back.
What I'm hearing is collaboration.
Yeah. It does require a lot more collaboration than the other, like GTA or RedM does, and then GTA and RedM require a lot of collaboration.
Sorry if you're hearing little baby sounds. She's like in my arms right next to the mic, so let me shift gears a little bit. Did you guys encounter any surprises in the process of developing, preparing, launching? Any fun stories, I guess, is the question.
Tips.
Right.
I was pleasantly surprised this note see that it is a lot easier now to make mod packs of your own. So if we do a Minecraft season in the future, we can use mods instead of only plugins.
Yes, that would be good.
It's a little bit harder on the setup, but it makes for a much smoother and more fun experience.
Mods allow us to add so much more than plugins, but if we ever do it again in the future, mods. But for the plugins, the hardest part is probably honestly trying to find a series of plugins that played nice with each other, that had enough documentation that my non-programmer brain would be able to go and adjust config files without breaking things. There's not a lot of very well documented documentation for a lot of these plugins, so
Well, and a lot of them, like, they look so exciting and fun, and then you realize they haven't been updated in like 10 years.
that too like the ships plugin that we originally were using hadn't been updated in several years, but it looked like it worked,
Yeah.
and it did work on my test server, and then didn't work on live. So
Okay, well, just so that we can wrap things up, I'm gonna skip to my last question. How was launch? Sorry, things are flying. How was launch?
Lunch was good. Lunch was very good. We had a bunch of people on. It was fun getting everything set up. It was fun seeing people get involved, and I'm looking forward to see what they've come up with since I was last on about a week ago.
So I'm assuming by now I've already introduced myself, probably. So we know my voice at this point. And now we're going to talk with Fuzzy. Should I call you
Hello.
Fuzzy or Fuzzy Freak to be...
Fuzzy.
Fuzzy
It's
is good. Okay,
It's
good.
Fuzzy Freaks, plural as well.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Fuzzy Freaks. There's multiple. There's multiple Fuzzy Freaks.
I used to make toys, which is where the name came from.
Wait, what? Tell me.
I used to make toys.
What was your craft?
Crochet. Little crochet
Ooh.
toys.
Okay, deceptively difficult because I made one little stuffy for my baby, and after having to unravel it about 5 times.
It's called frogging.
Yeah, yes, the technical term.
Yeah, because you rip it.
Oh my god, that's so true. I'm a knitter, not a crocheter by trade. And I just, anyways, I could deep dive on this with you, but we'll save that for another time. So you helped us out a lot with the Minecraft server in terms of building out the setting and kind of like immersion aspect of our story, which was, just to recap for those that missed the trailer that I made, no big deal. We're criminals on a crash spaceship that landed on an abandoned planet, and now we're pirates. TLDR. Yeah. So, what was your first thought going into your first build?
Well, honestly, it started with sort of like somebody said crashed pirate ship or sort of crashed spaceship, and I just went, ooh, and immediately drew a concept image and then showed it to Shammy.
Yeah, I mean, you were immediately interested in helping, which was exciting.
I like Minecraft. I like building shit in Minecraft. It's like, I don't know. It just interacts very well with my particular brand of ADHD, and so.
You made when we first land, I don't know, when you first log in, we start up at the abandoned crashed spaceship, and you made that, right?
Yeah. Well, most of it, except sort of like Shammy built one of the crashed engines and things, and then I basically did the rest because I was just like, I was on one.
I mean, just recording it, I was like, oh, this is so cool. I want to explore it all day, basically. And have you had a chance to RP the droid concept?
Yes, I have. Yep.
How's that been?
It's been fun. Everybody's been really creeped out. It's just this robot just going like, yes, okay, but with the weird sort of claptrap style voice.
The robot made me think for some reason of Aliens. And if we do another Minecraft season, I now kind of want to advocate for an Alien season. Yeah, I just picture your droid keeping us all alive while we were in stasis,
Sure, something like that. Probably.
What else? You built a little submarine for filming, which was really cute. And what? Oh, and the really cool airship.
That was a fun build, yeah.
Oh, it's so cute. It's like the cutest build of all time.
And then we tore it down afterwards because it, sort of was not meant to be there.
Have you had a chance to build anything since the server went live?
Yes, I built I built a little airship for my droid to like go exploring in, and I've did a bit to because there's a tavern, and I did a bit of set dressing on the tavern because like I was bored. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's so valid.
And then what else? Then I sort of like I started building a little sort of like bit at the top, but I kind of got sidetracked at that point and went exploring instead. But yeah, so I've done a bit here and there.
So back to, I guess, before we went live with the server, you also built out at least one dungeon that I know of.
Yes.
I think a couple people on staff may or may not have built out some dungeon situations.
Yeah, Valor has definitely built a dungeon, and it's kind of a cool one because it's underwater. So there's a lot of like you got to manage your air and things.
Yes. So, have you built dungeons before?
Yes. I it's one of my favorite things to do is build like sort of like puzzle dungeon kind of things. So I've built some absolutely insane stuff in the past. Like I built this massive pyramid with like an entire civilization inside, pretty much, and there was like environmental storytelling and a plot line, and yeah, it was a lot.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I get very carried away.
Well, okay, so for the dungeon you built for this server, what was your, I don't know, creative inspo?
It was basically just sort of like we were just sort of sat there thinking like, okay, so there's probably not now a it was basically just remains of an ancient alien civilization kind of thing.
Oh, love that.
So it's basically it's a tomb.
And there's puzzles. So I'm assuming. Okay.
So you're not like particularly. It's not a particularly complex one. It was a fairly fast build, but I think it's fun. It's a good little sort of like 20 minutes, half an hour.
Okay. Has anyone actually found it yet that we're aware of?
Not as far as I'm aware, no. Well, I haven't checked recently, but no, I don't think anybody's found it.
Okay,
I'm super hard to find. I'm
so curious, once people do find it, how difficult they will find it to be.
Because I'm there going like, oh, it's simple. But of course, like, you think it's simple, but you know how it's done. Whereas, you know, there's a good chance somebody will just wander in and just be like, I have no fucking idea.
I mean, I made a little obstacle course in my Animal Crossing island, and I had some friends over, and it was supposed to be like a head-to-head race, and I thought at most it'll take us 5 minutes and everyone will get a chance. And the first round, it took them over an hour to complete it.
Oh, God.
I thought it was so simple. So I'm so curious once we get some people into your dungeon. Oh, baby's awake. Okay, recording. Okay, so yeah, excited to see once people find the dungeons, how difficult they find completing it. Them. Do you want to drop like a little hint about where to find it?
It's in the same geographical, terrain as the it's in an orange canyon somewhere in a big cave. Fairly close to spawn.
Okay, I feel like that's a big hint.
I'll probably breadcrumb it some more in game as well, because you know it's yeah.
I mean, no one's found it yet, so we want people finding it. So, all right, okay, cool.
We want people to suffer.
I hope that when people find it, maybe they like give us a little metal recording or something. But like, don't post it in spoiler. Just like shoot it to us in secret for our own satisfaction. Until the end of the season, I guess.
I want to hear the screaming. I mean, what?
What? Awesome. Okay, well, thank you, Fuzzy, for chatting, and for all the epic building and lore setting that you helped us with. You helped a lot. That's what rumor has it. You helped a lot.
Yeah. Nice.
Hey everyone, Molly here from TRP. Since our lives are getting a little bit crazy with availability, I pre-recorded my segment where I'll share some of the updates from RedM, as well as what we're working on. So first things up, we released the Alchemy on My update, which is great. This included a number of items added to the alchemy skill set. Items like cheap and fancy perfume, crafted antidote and salve, health and stamina teas, throwable and drinkable poison, snake oil, and glycerin. Along with that, we also added the herbal cigarette to the herb harvesting skill, which hopefully some of you have discovered and are enjoying the chill vibes. Our goals with this update were to provide players with both nefarious and law-abiding opportunities to expand interactions with each other, as well as bring more substantial use to some of the more previously underutilized herbal items. Additionally, we wanted to give criminals ways to be more creative in crimes, from the serious to the not so serious. And finally, making glycerin craftable was one of our first steps in helping alleviate the bottleneck in crafting dynamite, while also expanding upon its uses from the time period. Next, we recently wrapped up our Halloween event. This was especially exciting for our ambassador team, as this was the first Halloween event for our newest Ambo class, as I like to call them. We utilized Pleasance and took a bit of a poetic license with Red Dead's existing lore around the area, as well as borrowing the presence of the Night Folk and who/what they are. In summation, it can be summarized with love, lies, heartbreak, curses, werewolves, witches, undiagnosed hypertrichosis, and ergot mixed into a very fun story for us to tell, and we hope everyone else enjoyed it too. We got to see a lot of new players go to the nth degree with Yes and we really enjoyed seeing how players interacted and responded with the various characters and the plot as a whole. So thank you very much for participating in that. We hope it was as fun for you as it was for us. And then what's next for RedM? Well, as I shared in our devlog for Red Dead, we'll be shying away from the huge singular updates and going with what we call title updates. What that means is instead of waiting until everything is done to be released at once, we'll have a focused and themed updates released when they're ready. Now, keep in mind, sometimes certain features have to be tied together, so when one's finished, we might still be waiting for the other one, but our goal is to release when it's ready. Our current focus is Home on the Range, where we'll look to bring functionality to ranches. And first on the docket and currently being worked on is milking and the subset of making certain dairy products. What we're currently working on is allowing a way for ranches with cows and or goats to be the natural go-to spot for those items, but not have them be in too great of a surplus. So this means we have to work on various cooldowns for both individual animals as well as the overall ranches simultaneously. So there's a lot of work to be done, but we're making some really great progress with that. Lauren has been killing it with all of her tasks, and she's currently working on various menu updates to improve functionalities and displays, as well as some IPL cleanups. Finally, just wanted to let you all know that we are reading your feedback in that section, and many of what you've already submitted is on our to-do list already, or it's currently being worked on. So thank you very much for giving such thoughtful feedback, and know that we are paying attention even if we don't always respond. But that's it for me. Kay, Shammy, whoever else, back to you.
Hey, thank you, Molly. That was awesome. I frankly shudder to think where we would be without you. This has been your semi-annual, definitely more than once a year, not quite every other month yet, Campfire session. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to Wheels, Shammy, and Fuzzy for talking Minecraft with us. Big thanks to Molly for recording that excellent segment about Red Dead for us. And also big shout out to Ewok, Fuzzy, Butts for the lovely Campfire in the Red Dead Theater. Art. Stunning. Love it. Also, big thanks to our players, both active on server and in Discord. You are the light of our lives. I hope you walk away from this recording feeling a little bit intrigued, a little bit inspired, and that you have an amazing holiday season. Make sure to douse your fires and, carry in, carry out. Until next time.